You ever get that feeling that someone's watching you? Not just a passing glance, but like someone is really focused on you? I used to think that feeling was just paranoia, until what happened that summer. This was back in 2019. I was house sitting for my aunt and uncle while they were on vacation. Big two-story place, middle of nowhere, backed right up against dense woods. First night there, I got settled in, made some food, watched some Netflix, normal stuff. Around 11 p.m., I went to turn off the lights downstairs and head up to bed. As I walked through the living room, I caught something out of the corner of my eye. A face pressed against the window. I froze. It was just for a second, a pale face staring right at me, and then it was gone. At first, I told myself it was a trick of the light, maybe my reflection, but deep down I knew better. The window was almost 7 feet off the ground. There's no way my reflection would have looked like that. I locked every door and window in the house that night, pulled the curtains shut, slept with a kitchen knife under my pillow. Still, I barely slept. Next night, around the same time, it happened again. I was upstairs brushing my teeth when I heard tapping. Soft, repetitive. Tap, tap, tap. I thought it was a tree branch or something. But when I looked out the bathroom window, there he was, standing at the edge of the woods, far enough away that I couldn't see his features clearly, but close enough to know he was looking right at me, not moving, not saying anything, just staring. I called the police. They came out, shined some flashlights into the woods, walked around the house, even took a look inside. Nothing. No footprints. No sign that anyone had been there. The cop was nice about it, but you could tell he thought I was just some jumpy city kid. He told me to call if I saw anything else, then left. I didn't sleep at all that night. I just sat up in bed, holding the knife, listening to every little creak and groan the house made. A few nights later, it escalated. I was lying in bed around 2 a.m., finally drifting off when I heard it again. Tap, tap, tap. This time, it was on the upstairs window, my bedroom window. I turned my head, and there he was, pressed right up against the glass, hands cupped around his eyes, staring at me. I didn't even think. I bolted from the bed, ran down the hall, locked myself in the bathroom, and called 911. The dispatcher stayed on the line with me until the cops showed up. Again, nothing. No footprints, no broken window, no sign anyone had been there. They chalked it up to a prank, maybe some bored teenager. But the thing was, that window was a solid 12 feet off the ground. There was no balcony, no ledge, just a straight drop to the backyard. How the hell had he been standing there? The next day, I tried to shake it off. Maybe I was losing it. Maybe I was overtired. I hadn't slept properly in days. I decided to take a walk, clear my head. I stayed near the house, just circling the big backyard, trying to convince myself I was imagining things. That's when I saw it. At the tree-line, half hidden among the trees, something shiny. I got closer. It was a ladder, a huge extension ladder, propped up against a tree, like someone had been using it to watch the house. Or worse, to get close. My stomach turned. I ran back inside, locked every door and window again, and called my uncle. He said there shouldn't be any ladders left out. Said he'd had everything put away before they left. Something was wrong. Very wrong. That night was the worst. I tried staying downstairs with all the lights on. Tried playing music. Tried distracting myself. Didn't work. Around midnight, the power went out. All at once, like someone had pulled the plug on the entire house. And in the sudden darkness, I heard it. The back door, rattling. Soft at first, then harder. Like someone was trying to force it open without making too much noise. I grabbed the knife from my phone, but the phone was dead, even though I'd charged it earlier. I stumbled upstairs, heart pounding so hard, I thought I might pass out. I hid in the closet of the master bedroom, the only door with a lock strong enough to matter. I could hear footsteps downstairs, slow, heavy, walking through the living room, into the kitchen, back into the hallway, getting closer, coming up the stairs. I don't know how long I sat there, holding my breath. It felt like hours. At some point, I must have blacked out from fear or exhaustion, because when I opened my eyes, it was morning. The house was quiet again. The power was back on. My phone was fully charged. I checked every inch of the house in the daylight. Nothing missing. Nothing broken. But on the inside of the back door, carved deep into the wood, were 3 words. Found you now. I left that day. Didn't even lock the door behind me. Told my aunt and uncle I'd had a family emergency and couldn't house sit anymore. They understood. I never told them what happened. Hell, I hardly talk about it all. But sometimes when I'm home alone at night, I swear I hear it. Tap, tap, tap. And I don't dare look at the window, because if I do, I might see him, still watching, still waiting.